All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. So if you are watching this, then you probably are on the road to learning how to use Premiere, which is great because Premiere is amazing. So if this is the first time that you are seeing me talk about this topic, that means that you missed the first and the second part. I'm going to link them here. So just check those videos out for reference. If you've already seen those videos, then you are in the perfect place. And today we're going to go over adding music and text. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is the fun part. We're going to start adding music and text to this sequence. So you just follow the same process that you did before for the video. You're going to go to File, Import. This is our main zero space folder. And then we're going to go to Media. And we're going to go to Images. Now I have two pictures here. I'll select them and import. Now these two pictures are here, and I'm just going to drag it into the image folder just to keep everything organized. Now we're going to go back to the top and we're going to grab our music. Music here. I have a song here. And we're just going to put that into the music folder. Now, we're going to go back into the music folder by pressing the arrow here. So we're going to move this music clip into the timeline one of two ways. We're either just going to select it and drag it right underneath our original audio, so audio 2 track, or delete that, or we can double click on it. It's going to show up in our source window, and we're going to press this icon that says drag audio only. We're going to drag it right on over there to track 2. Now we're going to zoom in. Like I told you before, it's minus or plus to zoom in or out. Plus sign to zoom in. And we're going to just use our razor tool by pressing C, or just going over here and clicking the razor tool. And we're just going to cut right at the end of our video, go back to the selection tool by pressing V, and we're just going to delete that. And we're just going to work with this. Now, you now have a video track, an audio track, and a music track. I'm going to play it for you. So as you can hear, you have the music playing as well as the audio from inside the video. Now, if you wanted to edit this and only hear one of these audio tracks, this is how you would do it. You would either mute one of the tracks. So now we can only hear the music. Or you would mute the music track and then you can only hear the audio in the video. Now, if you had another audio track and you wanted to just listen to one, you could either mute the others, as I said before, or you can just press solo and only that track will play. Now, if you want to do a video where you only have music playing, now you would delete the audio files that are already in the video. The way you would do this is, like I explained in the previous video, the audio file and the video file are already built in, so you have to separate them. You do so by pressing the Option key and selecting whichever track you want to focus on, which in this case, it will be the audio track. Audio 1 here. We selected it and now we're just going to delete it. And we're going to do the same thing for the rest of them. As you can see now, we only have audio 2, which is our music. I'll play it so you can see. Cool, right? Now I'm going to show you guys how to add an image. So we're gonna double click, same as the video and the audio. You can either drag it over this way, or you can double click on it and select drag video only. Either way will suffice. Just delete one of them. Now, as you can see, the audio clip is much bigger than the photo. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 different ways you can do this. So firstly, you're gonna highlight the clip with the image. You're gonna right click and you're gonna press either set to frame size or scale to frame size. I'll show you. Bam! There you go. Or scale to frame size, same process. The next way to do this is select on the image clip once again, and you're gonna go to the source window and select effects control. This is probably one of the most important areas in Premiere Pro. This is where all the actual work gets done. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here into effects control and we're gonna focus where it says scale. And that is all about sizing. We're just gonna press the number and either move it to the left to make it smaller, as you can see, or move it to the right to expand. And there we go. Now we have us an image over our video. By the way, I just chose the first pictures that I found. So this is not even relevant. I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can see. That's how you get an image over a video. Now, if you wanted to have the image fade into the video, you would press Shift D, and that just created a transition across dissolve. And you can kind of just drag it to make it like a longer fade in or whatever you want to do. That's up to you. I'll show you what that looks like. As you can see, it just kind of dissolves. Voila. Now, the next step that I'm going to show you guys before my laptop dies is we're going to add text to this video. We're going to press the type tool and we're just going to press onto the video. As you can see here, it just created a graphic clip. So we're going to just hover over that. And we're going to go back to the video and we're going to type hi YouTube. Ta-da, as you can see. Now we're just going to highlight this and we're going to go to the effects control panel that I told you is super important. We're just going to scale it like we did with the picture. Make it bigger like so. We're going to use the position tool, which either move it to side or up and down, and we're just gonna move it to the side. Like so. We're just gonna center it like that. All right, and as you can see now, we can barely see the text, right? Because the background is super distracting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the razor tool and we're just gonna cut in and out on the video track, which is this in the background. Because remember, this is the video. So we just cut in and out on the video track to the same length of the text track. We're gonna go back to our selection tool. Click on the video track. We're going to go to our effects panel and under opacity here, which is the transparency of the clip, we're just going to make it a little bit less transparent. We're just going to turn the opacity down a bit and that makes the text pop. Another way to make the text pop is we're going to go back to the text clip, select that. We're going to go right here where it says text. Firstly, we're going to go back to the type tool. Once again, we're going to highlight and we're going to change this font. The way to change this font is to go to the drop down menu right here. And I'm just going to use this font right here. I think, yep, aliens and cows. We're going to make it bigger. This is where you make the font bigger. And this area is super important, the whole area, because you can make the font bigger, you can center the font, you can make it bold or italics, whatever you like. And then here we can just make adjustments to the color, the stroke, the background, and the shadow. So now, for this situation here, we're going to leave the text white, right? But if you did want to change it, you would select where it says fill, and you would choose your color. You kind of just like drag it down this way. If you want to get a color from inside of the video or the image, you would press this button here, and you would just select the color. Boom. See, now it just chose that exact pink. And now our text is that color, as you can see. But we don't want that. We want it to be white. So we'll just go back to white. We're going to give it a shadow. So we're going to select the shadow area. This is where you can change the color of the shadow. So we're going to give it a yellow, just to contrast the colors in the background. And then this is where you can change the transparency of that shadow. You can increase the angle, and right here you can increase the overall size. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the size. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see. So by increasing the size, you can create more of a shadow or less of a shadow, whatever you would like to do. You can make it lighter by pressing the transparency, or you can make it darker. So that's our shadow. Are you guys following me? Are you guys still with me? Okay, good. I'm proud of you. You're doing this. This is happening. Let's get back into it. Now we have us a shadow. We changed our font. Now we're going to add a stroke. It's a line on the outer edges of your text. I will zoom in so we can see this. We're going to add a black stroke. I'm going to put the stroke at 3 so you can kind of see it. Let's put it at 4. And as you can see, that is the stroke. So we have us a shadow and a stroke. Now we're going to give ourselves a background. We're going to select the background area. And I want to do it like a color like this. Now we can either make it bigger or smaller this way. And we can change the transparency with this area, opacity. So if you wanted it to be a little bit more transparent, like so, or if you want it to be darker and more solid, you would kind of just do it that way. I'm going to play it for you guys so you guys can see. This image has nothing to do with this video at all. This was at random, by the way, just so you guys know. Yellow tinted lenses in a... Okay, if you see how abruptly the text came on, we're just going to add a transition. Once again, for the transition, you press Shift D, and that will give us a nice little fade. I'm also going to add it to the video clips. And now let's see. Yellow tinted lenses in a pink gelato. Okay, so that's better. So there you have it, guys. We just added music, got rid of the audio on the video. We added an image, scaled it, and we added text. Are we lit or what? Before I go, I want to point out something that's very, very, very important about covering your bases. Along with organizing your footage properly, you want to make sure you're always saving your project. The projects automatically save every 15 minutes, but if you are somebody who you edit a lot in 15 minutes, if let's say it's saved on its own 15 minutes ago, but then it crashed in the 14th minute, you just lost all those 14 minutes of work. So you want to make sure you're saving all throughout on your own. So you save by pressing either file at the top and pressing save, or you can just press Command S. And I pretty much save like after I just made any change. Save, save, save. Super important. And make sure that your footage is backed up on a drive so that if for some reason you lose it on your computer, you have it on your drive. Okay? That is the third portion of this workshop. And pretty much I showed you guys how to organize your footage, how to start a project, how to do cuts, how to add music, how to add text. I gave you all the tools that you need to show you how to build your own basic video. And pretty much this will work for anyone. You don't have to be a master editor. If you guys want a more in-depth segment on how to edit in Premiere Pro, let me know in the comments below and I'll work that out for you guys, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys learned something and I hope to see some videos out of you guys. Thank you so much for watching.